I stood at the altar, the weight of 200 eyes boring into me like spotlights in a nightmare. Sarah's smile was radiant, her white gown flowing like a promise of forever, but my hands trembled as I clutched the small USB drive in my pocket. The officiant cleared his throat. "Do you, Alex, take Sarah to be your lawfully wedded wife?" The room held its breath. I met her eyes, those same eyes that had whispered, "I love you" 1,000 times, and felt the world crack open. How had we gotten here? How had the woman I trusted with my soul shattered everything? It started 6 months ago, innocently enough. We were planning the wedding, buried in seating charts and cake tastings. Sarah had been distant, chalking it up to stress. "Babe, it's just the jitters," she'd say, flashing that dimpled grin that always melted me. But one night, after she crashed early, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I wasn't the jealous type. Hell, we'd been together 5 years, built a life in our cozy apartment with dreams of kids and a house in the suburbs. But the message preview from my best friend, Mike, stopped me cold. "Last night was wild. We can't keep doing this." My stomach twisted. Denial hit first, a warm blanket of excuses. Probably a joke. Mike was always the prankster. I didn't confront her. Instead, I buried it, telling myself it was nothing. But suspicion gnawed like a rat in the walls. Over the next weeks, clues piled up like unpaid bills. Sarah's late nights, with the girls, stretched longer. She'd come home smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine, subtle, but there. And my friends? My tight-knit group of 5, Mike, Jake, Tom, Ryan, and Chris, started dodging our usual hangouts. Busy with work, they'd mutter over texts. I invited them for poker night. Only 2 showed, looking like ghosts. Jake fidgeted the whole time, scratching at his arm like it itched from the inside. Heartbreak crept in slowly, a fog rolling over the ocean. I'd lie awake replaying memories. Our first date at that dive bar, laughing over spilled beer. The way she'd cry during rom-coms, swearing we were endgame. Was it all a lie? I started digging, hating myself for it. Checked her phone when she showered, deleted messages, but enough fragments to piece together. Flirty emojis to Mike. A heart to Jake. My chest ached, a dull throb that turned sharp with every breath. Denial cracked into anger, hot and simmering. How could she? With my friends? Then came the revelation that gutted me. It was at the bachelor party. Ironic, right? We were in Vegas, supposed to be celebrating. But the guys were off, nursing drinks instead of shots. Chris pulled me aside in the hotel hallway, his face pale under the fluorescent lights. "Alex, man, I gotta tell you something. It's eating me up." His voice cracked. Turns out, Sarah had hooked up with him 3 months back after a work event. He swore it was once a mistake. But then he dropped the bomb. I got tested after. She gave me chlamydia. My world tilted. Chlamydia? The room spun. "What do you mean, she?" Chris confessed it all, tears in his eyes. Sarah had been sleeping around, with all 5 of them. Mike started it a year ago, a drunken fling at my birthday party while I was passed out upstairs. It spiraled. Jake, Tom, Ryan. They all fell into her web, lured by her charm, her whispers of "Alex doesn't have to know." And the STD? She'd passed it like a cursed gift, silent and insidious. They all got it, treated quietly, too ashamed to come clean. "We didn't want to hurt you," Chris said, gripping my shoulder. Hurt me? The betrayal was a knife twisted deep, carving out trust until only rage remained. I confronted the others one by one. Mike broke down in his garage, admitting the affair had been ongoing. "She's addictive, man." "I'm sorry." Jake confessed over coffee, eyes downcast. Tom via text, cowardly. Ryan and Chris in person, all echoing the same pathetic excuses. Suspicion had morphed into a storm of emotions. Denial shattered, anger boiling, heartbreak a constant ache. I loved her, or thought I did. But this? This was unforgivable. Her motivations? Loneliness. She later claimed when I finally cornered her at home. "You were always working, Alex." I felt invisible. Bullshit. It was thrill-seeking, a power trip over my circle. Complex? Sure. She wasn't a monster, just human, flawed and selfish. But that didn't excuse the destruction. I played along after that, smiling through rehearsals, hiding the fury. Gathered evidence meticulously, screenshots of texts, voicemails, even a hidden camera clip from Mike's place showing her sneaking in. Loaded it all onto a USB, irrefutable proof. The wedding day dawned bright, mocking my turmoil. As guests filed in, I felt the collapse of everything. Our shared dreams crumbling like sandcastles. Back at the altar, the officiant's words hung. Sarah's smile faltered as I pulled out the USB instead of a ring vow. Actually, I said, voice steady despite the earthquake inside. Let's watch this first. Gasps rippled through the crowd as I plugged it into the venue's projector. Thank God for tech-savvy venues. The screen flickered to life. Text popping up, explicit and damning. Can't wait to see you tonight. Don't tell Alex. Photos. Videos of her with Mike, Jake, all of them. And the clincher. Medical records, anonymized but clear, showing the STD trail. Chaos erupted. Sarah's face drained of color. Alex, no please, she begged, tears streaming. My friends, ex-friends, shifted in their seats, heads bowed in shame. Guests murmured, horrified. Her parents stood frozen. Mine looked at me with pity and pride. I turned to her, voice breaking for the first time. You infected them. You broke us. This is over. I walked down the aisle alone, heart pounding, a mix of vindication and sorrow crashing over me. In the aftermath, the wedding dissolved into whispers and refunds. Sarah tried calling, pleading forgiveness, but I blocked her. The guys? Radio silence. Our brotherhood incinerated. I moved out, started therapy, pieced together a new life. It hurt, God, it hurt, but exposing the truth freed me. Betrayal like that leaves scars, but it also teaches. Trust is fragile, revenge bittersweet. As I sit here now, alone but whole, I wonder if she ever truly loved me, or if love was just another lie. But I'm done wondering. Time to rebuild.